Anything stand out to you from today's practice?
No, it was better. I mean, we've really not scrimmaged. We're going to play a game tomorrow, which is kind of scary. But it was a lot better. It was just we played it more. You know, one thing I'm learning with this group is when you do something competitive, it's better than when you're just doing drill work. So it's funny, even in the drills, we put a score to it, and all of a sudden the intensity raised. So that's a good sign, I guess.
See, Kawhi and Paul are kind of limited to a lot of drill work right now.
Yeah, Kawhi practiced today. You know, he was great. You know, he came in, he probably half the live stuff, he was out on the floor. So Paul's only doing the drill work. So
more full contact stuff Kawhi was able to do today?
Yeah, just like practice. Yeah, so that's full contact. So yeah, he was fine. You may start him. No, never mind.
I thought you were doing Jared Goff.
Yeah.
What's your go-to for when you have a new team like this that hasn't played together and you're trying to figure out?
You know, every team's different. You know, they're every team's different. Like you just kind of read them, you get them in the gym. Clearly, this is a very competitive team. You know, it's funny, you've had different teams, and this team is a competitive defensive team from the first day. Like you can tell, they take a lot of pride in it, and it's not just, you know, Kawhi and Paul and Pat. You can just tell this group wants to defend early. That helps. Now we have to teach them how to be a team defensively instead of doing it individually and making it up. But that's a good start for your team, you know, when you have that.
What are you going to expect from them offensively? Training camp
Well, tomorrow I have no expectations. That will be the first time that we've gone up and down with the clock on. You know, so, you know, my guess is fatigue early, you know, because when you actually play, it's different. You know, we're going down and back and down, and you know, 3-4 times, then we stop it. But when you have to keep doing that, my guess tomorrow I'll be coaching fatigue more than actual good and bad play.
You put in a few stats for them just early.
Just a couple of things early offense. You know, I don't think we have one set in, but we put it in a half hour ago. So, you know, but they know how to play. You know, and that's what we're trying to teach them. Is we're teaching them backwards in a lot of ways. You know, you get to the playoffs, every play breaks down, and then it becomes a play after the play, making a play. And so we're teaching them that now, you know, so we can get used to it.
Doc, I know you touched on a couple of days ago being a disruptive team. I think you have the length, but does that also mean that you guys are, you know, like gambling and passing stuff like that, or is it sound
just being disruptive? It's being sound and. You know, we're long. We can get our hand on the ball. We can get deflections. When you get deflections, there's a loose ball. If you're the faster, longer team, you tend to come up with it, you know. And so that's what we're never going to be an undisciplined defensive team. That doesn't help.
Well, there was a guy. I think there are guys who might want to gamble, you know, in the passing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that something you have to tell them, you know, hold back, let's stay
No,
with the
I mean,
defense?
we've never not allowed gambles as long as it's a high percentage, you know. We always say go for it, but you better get it. So you know what that means,
yeah.
and some guys do, and some guys play it more conservatively. I think the guys who can do and the guys who can't don't, and I think they all understand that.
Aside from the fatigue, are there?
Basketball fans and boys see NBA basketball all year. Just talk about the experience of bringing in.
Yeah, you know, we keep coming here for that reason, you know, to get away. We used to come here to get away from the media, but that no longer works. So now we come here as a team building exercise, and they get to enjoy Hawaii, which is really nice, and it's nice that the fans get to enjoy them as well.
I got the chance in your coaching career to coach a lot of guys who've been stars in their prime, very accomplished.
Yeah.
How do you go kind of build a relationship where you still need to have them use your system when they are so accomplished?
It's their system. You know, I don't have one system. You know, I mean, last year we were different from 2 years ago. 2 years ago we were different from 4 years ago. You try to figure out what your guys do best and build that around them. It becomes their system, really. So, but you need cooperation. You know, Drew, you do. You know, on both sides, and we all have to figure it out.
You talk about going backwards, what you guys are doing offensively. Is it more structured or more freelance, or a little bit of both?
It's probably more of, you know, random freelance than it is structured early, because You know, literally, yeah, and that's every night. You know, some team will figure out one of your sets, the second and the third option. What happens when you get to the fourth option? That's called playing basketball, reading each other. So we're doing a lot of that early.
You're playing the Rockets, another Western Conference team that, you know, obviously any team in the Western Conference, there's the elephant in the room for the past few years.
Yeah.
When you're like thinking about it, like, are you, obviously this year's a little bit different, but do you have that in mind, or is it like very like team focused?
It's more team focused. We may not mention Houston before the game. I wouldn't, like tomorrow, we're going to have a practice. We're going to work on our stuff. We're not going to work on one thing with Houston, and that's fine. That's probably good for Houston because they're very good offensively. But we're fine with that. We're just going to be us.
What are the sort of things that reveal themselves when you're actually going against another team and it's not just a scored scrimmage?
Well, I think, you know, for me, I can see different lineups, number one. And you can see different combinations on the floor where in practice the teams are pretty much set. You know, it's the red against the white and the white against the black. In the game, it's just 5 guys and you have to keep changing, and you may see a group of guys that function better than another group of guys. And so we're going to try to play a lot of guys tomorrow. We have a lot, so we can play a lot.
Terance mentioned at media day he feels like he's been learning a new position this summer, playing point guard.
Yeah.
What kind of growing pains are you seeing? What kind of progress are you seeing?
You know, I don't know about the growing pains yet. You know, he's learning now that it's a very demanding position. I think he's understood that over the last. He's had things told to him a lot, not just by me, but by his teammates too. Like, but I shared with him I was a non-point guard. You know, I never played point guard in my life, and I get drafted, and Mike Fratello on the phone says you're a point guard, and I was like, I'm good with that. I'm in the NBA, right? You know, that's all you cared about, and that's Terance. He's never played the position, but he's always been a point guard. He just didn't know it, and now he knows it.
Andrew's talked about at the end of last season exit interviews. You guys talked about him handling the ball, being a secondary ball handler.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of that in training?
Yeah, Lane's going to play point a lot this year. You know, there's no doubt about that because he can do a lot of the things that some of the very few guys can do. You know, a Curry, like, he can push it up and throw it and then run and still score. You know, that's pretty good.
When you guys drafted Terance, you had Shea still.
Yeah.
That trade, how did that change the way you thought, oh, we might use him a little differently this year? The role
Not at all. When we drafted him, we thought he was a point guard. So we pretty much knew we were drafting a six point guard. At the time, we were looking at having a 6'6", 7 Shea and a 6'6" Terance, you know, and both being point guards. So we're looking at the length of that kid to create.
How's Terance been defensively?
He's a great defender. You know, one thing, there's no such thing as a Florida State player that doesn't defend. You know, Larry Hamilton, like they defend. You know, I asked him percentage of offense, defense in practice, and he says there is no percentage. It's all defense. Leonard told us figure it out on offense, and you can see when they play. That's probably true.
Doc, it's a little off topic here, but just thoughts on the California legislation to allow NCAA athletes to profit off their image and likeness, stuff like that?
It's about time. It's awesome. It really is. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I'm a big believer in it. I don't know what athletes should make, you know, and all that, but they should be able to make money on their own likeness. You know, they've always should have been, and to me, it's not criminal, but it's close to me that for 100 years now, whatever, the guys have been able to make money off of somebody else's name, and that guy can't benefit. And then half of those guys don't make it to the pros, and there's all this money that's been made off of them, and they don't have a dime to show for it. So I'm very happy. Gavin, just whoever thought of it and did it, I think it's the first step to changing the way it should be. You know, and it's fair.
There was some talk about it being, you know, specifically for maybe the bigger programs like basketball or football. But should this be like a school-wide thing for all?
It should be for everybody. If I'm a tennis player and I can do something quirky and I can be an Instagram tennis whatever, I should be able to make money off of that because every other student can. You know, yet I'm the guy, you know, going to school plus playing sports, and yet I can't do that. I think it's ridiculous. I remember Austin when he was at Duke. Austin made the game-winning shot against North Carolina. The next game, number 0 was sold out. You couldn't find the jersey. Where did that money go? I mean, so to me, I'm sitting there thinking that for Austin, but for all these kids are coming from tough areas. There's not a lot of money. It's not as much as you think, but it's something, and it can help them. And I believe it's the right step.
What are you looking for from Jerome?
Just what he's doing. He's been playing great. Like Jerome's been playing absolutely fantastic. He's aggressive. His defense has been unbelievable. He's making plays. I've been very happy.
This time of year, do you feel like you ever have to silence your inner GM of the past and just be a coach?
No, it's easy. That was the easiest thing I've ever let go, gave up, or whatever. That was a good riddance more to me. It's great. It's funny, Steve or Lawrence will call me and ask me something, I'll say, hey, I have no idea. Good luck, and I'll check with you later.
Don't miss the most?
All of it.
No, but is there one thing that was always your...
Talking to agents, would be number 1 probably for me. Just wasn't, I'd never done it, and for me, it was tough because I was trying to coach players and do that with the agents. That part was very difficult. So.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.